Dear diary, I've been searching for a higher me. I'm in the sky in the pilot seat, trying to stop my mind from spiraling. And that's irony. I'm just looking for a resolution. I just wanna be a better human, but it's hard when everybody's acting stupid. Pardon me if that came off rude. I just have a bad attitude with the world and not just with you. It's the side effects of abuse. I admit I'm a little strange. I don't think that I'll ever change. I survived a whole life of pain. You could say I escaped my fate. I'm a cynical, egotistical, unpredictable, hardened criminal, and I can be a little hypocritical, but I'll admit it straight to your face. I'm unbreakable, irreplaceable, undeniably inspirational. I use everything I had available to make me the person I am today. Dear diary, I just had another wild dream. I was in a world that admired me, and when I woke up I was smiling. And that's irony. You talk a lot but you don't even know me. I'm just hoping that my testimony will inspire y'all to stop acting phony. Pardon me if that came off weird. I don't mean to be mean, I swear. I have been through a lot this year. I just wanna make a few things clear. I don't like it when people hate behind my back and not to my face. Nowadays it just feels so fake, so I'll cut the grass to expose the snakes. I'm unstoppable, it's impossible. You don't wanna see the diabolical side of me that never stops is volatile, so I suggest you stay in your lane. I'm unapologetic, you know where it's headed. I will never ever let up off the pedal. I got the spirit of every warrior in me. I'm so back the fuck up, get out my face. You enslaved the labor and you praise the fascists. You kiss the hand that takes half in taxes, faking outrage and being seen. A generation with no self-esteem. It's time to rise up and stand against them. Break the chains and finally see the vision. We're post-traumatic from a broken system. Follow me into the chaos engine. It's time to stand, it's time to fight. Don't be afraid to twist the knife. Your sacrifice to break the curse. Prepare to die, prepare to burn. Abandon hope, it's not enough, cause all our gods abandon us. Your sacrifice to break the curse, light the match, watch it burn. The angels die. Let it burn from the start. When everything falls
What's up, guys? You guys are doing good. a beautiful day, guys. Beautiful day. He is failing. Panic turns to rant. Absolute fire. The worst guitarist in the world. Corey Feldman. Does he really know how to play? That's the question, guys. Okay, that's enough of that. That's gonna cause me to have brain damage. Wow, that was bad. That was seriously bad. Blad, my fun Blad. This is a band that I like a lot right now. This is called Burden, called God, This Is Rise. A little music for the opening ceremonies, guys. Good shit right here.
Explain to me how it can be, what's right and wrong, depends on the place you are born. Savage habits never die. The help you offer is a sense of
That was Burden. Cold God. Cold Rise. Oh, we got Douglas Murphy obliterates ignorant anti-Israel journalists. Oh, I like this song. Black crows on a tombstone. Rabbi Bullshit and Shriek. Oh, I hear a doggy screaming. I thwarted Hunger. Where is Hunger at? Did he already get done with his stream? Okay, so this is dumb. Bring the asteroid. She's really smart. She's really smart. She really is. She's really smart. She's down with it. She sees it. I don't even know where I start. There's all kinds of bullshit everywhere. That's all I see is bullshit. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit.
They've established this narrative that it's imperative that the Democrats win to save democracy.
Right.
Bullshit.
So they've already made all of these statements that would. It's more important for them to win than anything. More important than anything. More important than having primaries. More important than letting the people decide who the representative is.
Wake up. They're telling us exactly what they're going to do in plain sight. And thank God for Joe Rogan. This video is brought to you by TatumStore.com. TatumStore.com. Y'all already know what to do. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, Kamala Harris and them be telling us exactly the crazy stuff that they plan to do, and some people are turning a blind eye to it. This woman in this video is literally explaining how she's going to end free speech forever by utilizing these monopolized social media platforms. They already got caught, and Zuckerberg came out and apologized for it. They used Zuckerberg's Facebook to promote disinformation and to suppress speech and interfere in the election. That's what they did. He admitted to it. We know they did it. And she's trying to do it again. She's going to say it in her own words, so I don't want you to just listen to me, because Joe Rogan had a really good explanation of it as well. But she's pretty much saying that they're going to hold social media accounts or social media platforms accountable for what they call hate speech and disinformation. And if you're profiting, she's coming for your money. If you're profiting off disinformation,
they are
they're going
all
to come after
coming
you.
for your money.
Let me interpret it, and I'm going to let you listen to what she said so you don't think I made this up. What she's going to do is say, if you are saying things that we don't want you to say or we disagree with or can hurt our movement, which is independent media like myself,
Yeah.
we're going to have them ban you or demonetize you
Yeah.
because you're not going to profit off of misinformation. What misinformation? Hunter Biden's laptop? What misinformation about the what information? Y'all know they lied to us. It used to be misinformation. Now, oh, we were wrong. So they're gonna destroy the free speech and your livelihood because they wrong. And they don't want you to hold them accountable and tell the truth about stuff that I'm talking about right now. We see what Amazon tried to do the other day with Alexa. Literally told Alexa to promote Kamala Harris. Watch this so you don't think I'm... And then I want y'all to hear what Joe Rogan said because I think it was brilliant. Joe Rogan, please, if you listen to this... Oh, give me the big screen. Joe Rogan, can you endorse Trump already? Just say we need to vote for Trump. Have Trump on your podcast. You follow me on social media. This is my appeal to you. Joe Rogan, have him on your podcast so that the world can hear him out, decide to like him or dislike him, because we need to win our country back. All right.
And will put the Department of Justice of the United States back in the business of justice.
Back in the business of interfering with private citizens, which is exactly what this country was founded to disavow.
We will double the Civil Rights Division and direct law enforcement to counter this extremism. We will hold social media platforms accountable for the hate infiltrating their platforms because they have a responsibility to help fight against this threat to our democracy. And if you profit off of hate, if you act as a megaphone for misinformation or cyber warfare, if you don't police your platforms, we are going to hold you accountable as a community.
That means CNN is off the air, MSNBC.
I feel like we're in a Nazi state right now. I feel that she's bitching and moaning about social media being uncontrollable. I mean, in a sense, it is uncontrollable. You can say all the way to Timbuktu, and
ABC off the air, ABC off the air immediately. They were pushing misinformation about ivermectin. They were pushing misinformation on every social media platform. And y'all fools told them to suppress that speech. Joe Rogan was one of the only ones in the mainstream that was saying that ivermectin worked. Now we know that it's not a horse dewormer. That means y'all are deplatformed. But they're not going to deplatform themselves.
No.
They're going to deplatform Joe Rogan.
Me.
Because he told the truth about ivermectin. And then when we find out what the truth is, which we never will, because they'll make sure you never have a platform. Okay. All right.
It's the truth. It is the truth.
One of the things that I've always said, and
Joe Rogan,
everyone sort of agrees with this. I mean, literally everyone, even people that think that the election was 100% legitimate. The percentage of voter fraud is never zero, correct? And they're always like, yes. No one can say it's zero. Right. It's not zero. There's a bunch of slippery people that get arrested on both sides of the aisle. Republicans and Democrats get arrested for election fraud. It's a real crime. The idea that they commit all these other acts of fraud and deception, but when it comes to elections, Brett, that's a sacred institution that we don't violate at any cost.
Yep. Well, and the way they maintain that story is by ruthlessly punishing anybody who questions it, even though questioning it is the obvious thing to do.
Right.
Because for one thing, elections used to be different, as you remember, right? First of all, you used to vote in person, and voting by mail was something you were very reluctant to do because you knew that if your vote got counted, it was going to be very late in the process. It wasn't really going to matter.
It was mostly for soldiers serving overseas.
Right, exactly. It was for people who just simply couldn't vote in person, and it never really mattered except in very rare cases. The disappearance of that and the normalization of voting by mail, the normalization of voting across a period of time so that you're not all voting on the same day, and the absence of exit polls.
Yeah.
Right? When everybody's voting from home or wherever, you can't detect fraud by virtue of the fact that the count that came in from that precinct didn't match what the exit pollers registered.
Right.
And so, you know, I don't think we are wrong to imagine that we have lost the ability to check whether an election is fair and that that's not an accident. That leaves the possibility open to cheat. And as you point out, they cheat in every other way. Are we supposed to believe that they won't do that because their patriotism is so deep? I don't see any patriotism to them at all.
Well, not only that, they've established this narrative that it's imperative that the Democrats win to save democracy.
Right.
So they've already made all of these statements that would.
They're crap.
It's more important for them to win than anything. More important than anything. More important than having primaries. More important than letting the people decide who the representative is. More important than having like live, actual conversations, interviews that aren't edited on CNN. Instead, they have a 40-plus minute one that's edited down to 18 minutes. Like, what?
Well, and we just went through this with them over COVID.
Yeah.
We know that when they think they're in the right, they feel entitled to lie about everything. They feel entitled to coerce.
Right.
And so the idea that we're supposed to imagine that our elections are somehow different to them, I can't imagine how that would even work.
It doesn't make any sense, and it's one of those things again that you're forced into agreeing with just out of fear.
Him and the guest had it perfectly illustrated. And this is one of the biggest podcasts in the world, thank God. I hope people are listening. Like, I see it very clearly. It's not even a question mark for me. I know for a fact the ends justify the means for them. They just installed Kamala Harris. Nobody did a vote or anything. They knew Joe Biden couldn't make it, but they put him in there anyway and didn't have a primary. He was the nominee, and they made sure nobody else could run against him. They didn't even make him compete, and they knew he was dead.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yep.
At least people competed against Donald Trump, and he is by far the favorite in our party. But the Democrats didn't even compete. They knew that man was dumb and dead. Hey, no, you talk to him for 10 minutes, you're like, oh, shoot, something ain't right. That man can't remember where he's at half the time. He fell up the stairs. How you fall up the stairs? You're like, something ain't right with this guy, man. Hey, we need to figure this out. They lied to y'all. Kamala Harris swore to God he was normal and that he's totally cognitively there. And then when the debate happened, everybody's like, wait a minute. He's clearly not okay. Kamala Harris is now the best. He endorsed Kamala with the wave of support. Wait a minute. Y'all need to explain what that man doing right now. He literally had a stroke on TV. And y'all just act like that didn't happen? You're moving on. No, what about the lies y'all told us all this time? He's okay. After the debate, they said he's going to keep running, that he's not dropping out. And then he drops out over the weekend after getting COVID? Heck no. Anyway, I got an event I got to go to, but I love you guys. Go watch the rest of my videos. Get you some merch from the Tatum store. I'm not wearing it right now because I got stuff to do. But y'all know how to find it. TatumStore.com. I'll see you in the next one. I'm out.
I mean, he's very true. He is very true. Oh, Lefty's losing it.
And welcome to a program devoted entirely to
Lefty's losing it.
Now, before we get to the latest tomfoolery from Kamala Harris, let's start with a blast from the past. This clip of Trump derangement syndrome perfectly illustrates the concept of instant karma.
Oh, yeah, I've seen this. This is funny. Yeah, his car is toast. His car is toast. This is hilarious.
Man, that is. Oh, and now you got the cops here.
The 5-0's here.
I know, he said something. You know, I was the one paying attention. You know what I mean? Tell me you got all that. I did. You did? I did. Can you send it to him?
That's too funny. I'm sorry. That's too funny.
Years ago, and of course, he was wearing a mask alone in the car. He probably still is. Now, right now, we've got white dudes for Kamala, white women for Kamala. The Democrats are just loving going back to their segregationist roots. And now we have Swifties for Kamala, and yes, get ready to cringe.
Players gonna play, 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 play.
Haters gonna hate.
Baby, I'm just gonna shake, 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 shake. I shake it up.
Shake it up.
Oh dear, and this young lady has an important message and she delivers it in a powerful fashion.
I feel so sad.
Very droll work indeed there. Now to MSNBC, whose Lefty Losing It hosts find new and inventive ways to embarrass themselves. They really are a gift to this segment. Here is Ari Melber accusing Donald Trump's campaign advisor, Corey Lewandowski, of defamation, threatening legal action. Now, Ari claims he never said the bandage on Trump's ear was a spectacle, you know, the bandage on the ear that was hit with a bullet in an assassination attempt. Ari claims he never said it was a spectacle, except he kind of did.
Yeah, he did.
Starts off here claiming Fox News ran a false piece, but they didn't.
Fox News, which has been caught in defamation, ran a false piece, falsely stating that I said something else that I didn't say. So I stand on that. I stand on the New York Times
So you
quote.
didn't say this bandage was a proper spectacle from a candidate who was obsessed with spectacles.
Oh, that's so funny. You're right.
That's fair. A placard for delegates to fill in, an image for political mobilization, a spectacle for this candidate who we know is, by his own admission, obsessed with assorted spectacles. These aren't, Mr. Lewandowski, I did not say that. That is a false quote.
Right here.
And
it's clear.
what you have is a false quote. What you have is a false quote. And if you, I'm putting you on notice, if you continue to repeat falsely that I said that, you will be potentially in a defamation situation because I didn't say that. But I understand that you're
You
working
did,
off the
though.
internet.
It's all
There's a lot of false
in the
information.
transcript.
I wish you luck with that. And Corey Lewandowski, we gave you time.
you
I
would
appreciate you
apologize
coming
to the
on.
president for that.
Thank you for joining me.
Dude, it's all on tape.
Yeah, it's all on
Fancy
tape, dude.
Threatening defamation action as on live TV when you've said it. Oh, dear me. I know MSNBC viewers are low information nincompoops, but the rest of us have eyes and ears. Now, President Joe Biden managed to tear himself away from the beach for a few hours, and he was asked about the media-created scandal about Donald Trump posing for photos and filming with Gold Star families at Arlington National Cemetery. This was his barely coherent response.
What do you think of President Trump's behavior at Arlington Cemetery with the visit to the fallen soldiers?
I don't want to answer things. I may tell you what I think.
Did you watch your vice president's interview on CNN?
He said, I don't want to answer because I might tell you what I think. That's what he said.
That's what the point of them asking you the
questions,
questions,
who has
sir.
abandoned these Gold Star families who lost their loved ones in his botched withdrawal of Afghanistan. Trump has been there for them since the start. He's the only one who showed up at Arlington National Cemetery to mark the 3-year anniversary of their deaths.
I'm sorry, but that's
and that
funny.
saw a deranged
That's
orchestrated
hilarious.
media attack suggesting he is breaking protocol and
guys are
politicizing Arlington. A media attack involving all the usual suspects from New York Times to Washington Post and, of course, MSNBC. This is as dirty and rotten as Lefties Losing It gets, folks.
The death of some American service members in Afghanistan as part of the evacuation effort there 3 years ago. They're trying to make that a major problem for the Biden-Harris administration in the context of this campaign. But I know a lot of military veterans were very uncomfortable with the idea that Trump was there at all and that, you know, he even at one point posed for a photograph with family members with a big smile and thumbs up on their face. Now, we should note some of the family members were doing the same, but that's their right. Donald Trump.
Listen to the hatred in his
very
voice.
strange that he would do the same.
And I looked at the same pictures that you're alluding to now and describing at Arlington, taken with the former president, and the thought rolled immediately through my mind: is
You're an
nothing
idiot.
sacred?
Now, it wasn't long before Kamala Harris joined these attacks. She joined the ugly pile-on that, in effect, was also attacking the Gold Star families. The media and the Democrats don't care who they hurt in their desperate attempts to smear Trump. And that saw these Gold
they're
Star
really
families,
trying to
one
get
after
Trump.
another, come out to defend President Trump, calling out the fake news, the deliberate disinformation that the media is engaging in. and calling out Kamala Harris too for her lies.
I got to stop what I'm doing, spending time with what's left of my family, to address a heinous, vile, and disgusting post put out by Kamala Harris. Why did we want Trump there? It wasn't to help his political campaign. We wanted a leader.
And you're not a leader,
Joe
Kamala.
didn't get a call. Imagine for a second that your kid is killed. And there's a president of the United States willing to take you under his wing and listen to you. That's what we found in President Trump.
A lot of people
Certainly
found
not
that.
You, and certainly
That's
not Joe
beautiful.
Biden. You have 13 families who have been waiting over 3 years to so much as get a phone call.
That was Mark Schmitz, Gold Star father of Lance Corporal Jared M. Schmitz. And as I said, he was one of many Gold Star families who took Kamala Harris and the media propagandists to task for the ugly narrative they are running.
Kamala, your statement is nothing more than a political spin to help you look better in your presidential campaign against Donald Trump. Our kids were murdered because of your administration, and you are partly to blame for that as well. Because in over 3 years, we have gotten nothing but more and more lies. Just like your statement, more and more spun lies and cover-ups to make you and your administration look good. But there is one thing that you said in your statement that was true. No one should be running for president if they cannot honor military members, their families, as well as veterans. So I guess that means that you should step down, Kamala.
That was Jocelyn Schmitz, Gold Star mother of Lance Corporal Jared Schmitz, who
God bless you, buddy.
died in that botched withdrawal.
God bless you,
These
buddy.
kids, their children died because of the botched operation under the Biden-Harris administration. Then they were ignored, and now they're being attacked because Trump is by their side. I've said it before, and I'll keep saying it. You don't hate the leftist media enough. Kamala's VP pick, Tim Stolen Valor Walls, was asked about the 6 hostages, including an American citizen who were murdered by Hamas in Rafah.
Oh yeah,
This was his
this is disgusting.
What's your reaction to the 6 hostages being found in Gaza?
Thanks, everybody.
More interested in his milkshake. We can't have that melting, can we? Megyn Kelly is about to release a bombshell interview with 4 veterans who served with Governor Tim Walz, a man they call a habitual liar, a coward, and one who abandoned
They call him a lot of
his
names.
troops.
Other than that,
It is morally indefensible. He didn't care. It was all about him.
He's a military impersonator. I don't understand how he could do it morally, or you got absolutely no integrity. The rumor went across the state that he had quit, and it was like, who the hell does that? I mean, it was just unbelievable that a CSM abandoned his troops, 500 soldiers basically, but beyond that, there's 1,000 parents out there that expect that person to lead those people into combat.
He's a habitual liar. He lies about everything. He lies about stuff that doesn't make sense. You're taking a piece of their thunder, and you're trying to capture it and putting it in a bottle for yourself.
he's a politician. Politicians lie, cheat, and steal.
And use that for your own benefit.
He basically said, I've got better things
Donald Trump is not a politician, by the way.
to do. Go pick somebody else and go on a mission. Well, if you sold out your guard unit and abandoned them, I mean, what are you going to do at the national level?
Fear is a reaction. Bravery is a decision. And Walz has made the wrong decision. He's not brave. I call him a coward because he is.
And she's done it again. We've brought you Kamala's array of accents previously, but this next one may be my favourite. Listen to how Kamala Harris, who is of Jamaican, Indian and Irish descent and grew up in California and Canada, listen to how she spoke earlier today.
You better thank a union member for the 5-day work week. You better thank a union member for sick leave. You better thank a union member for paid leave. You better Remember for vacation time?
I mean, why is she using an accent? I don't get. Is it to appease the culture there, or is it just her being her?
How many accents are we going to hear from her in this campaign? Well, we got 2 in just a few hours today. Let's hear her. Let's hear how she spoke in Pittsburgh and then Boston. See if you can detect the subtle difference.
So, friends, 64 days. Let's just get through the next 64 days. How about that?
Meryl Streep, eat your heart out. Kamala is so authentic. But then wanting authenticity and consistency from Kamala is just asking for trouble. Listen to the passionate way she defends illegal immigrants who pay people smugglers to take them across the border. And then marvel at the enormous backflip just a year later.
A mother who pays a coyote to transport her child through their country of origin, through the entire country of Mexico, facing unknown peril to come here. Why would that mother do that? I will tell you. Because she has decided for that child to remain where they are is worse. But what does Donald Trump do? He says, go back to where you came from. That is not reflective of our America and our values, and it's got to end.
To be clear to folks in this region who are thinking about making that dangerous trek to the United States-Mexico border, do not come. Do not come. And I believe
big change of heart
if
there,
you come
huh?
to our border, you will be turned back.
Do not come, do not come. Of course, they did come because the Biden-Harris administration did nothing to stop the illegal immigration crisis. Record numbers have come in
They didn't.
illegally every year of their administration. And remember Kamala and Joe telling us the anti-Israeli protesters had a point? This is the type of miscreant they are empowering. This woman in New York City today waving a Hamas flag on the day an American citizen horrifically injured, taken hostage and then executed by Hamas was buried. Just gross. And the dim-witted sheep were marching in big numbers in New York City, chanting that Palestinians should resist colonialism by any means necessary. I guess that includes rape, torture and murder. Now to some
That's
local
not what I
lefties
wanna
losing
hear.
it here in the state of Victoria, where public libraries will be places of far-left LGBTQIA++ indoctrination. Not only will children have drag queen story time, but staff have been told not to use gendered language like boys and girls, and kids as young as 5 will be asked their pronouns.
Children as young as 5 will be asked if they identify as she, he or they as
No,
part
they
of a
won't.
new program being rolled out across public libraries in Victoria. Library staff are being told to ask what their preferred pronouns are for children, avoid gendered language and offer pronoun badges, pins or lanyards for any visitors. As part of the Rainbow Toolkit, Victorian libraries will also add books on gender diversity and promote drag queen storytime events.
Let's have an antidote to all that lefty lunacy with this sobering warning on censorship and the assault against free speech. Here is Constantine Kisson talking with former Australian Deputy Prime Minister John Anderson about the crackdown on so-called hate speech. And note, this conversation happened before the UK's latest bout of insanity, where people are being arrested for sharing memes and robust ideas about mass migration.
In Russia last year, 400 people were arrested for things that they said on social media. 400 people in Russia. Obviously, this country is very different. How many people do you think were arrested in Britain for things they said on social media last year?
Go on.
Take a guess.
I have no idea.
3,300.
Really? Arrested for what they'd said on social media?
Yeah.
What sort of things get you arrested?
One example I give in my show is there was a young woman from Liverpool called Chelsea Russell. People can look this up. Her friend was killed in a car crash, a 19-year-old woman, and she posted the lyrics of his favorite song on her Instagram. And it was a rap song, so the lyrics contained several instances of the N-word. She was arrested, prosecuted, found guilty, given 500 hours of community service and a fine, tagged, and for a year she was under 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. curfew.
Oh, good.
In Britain.
In Britain.
In 2018.
We better check in with the leader of the free world, who apparently is not allowed in crowds anymore because it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Watch this remarkable exchange.
I'm not able to block the crowds anymore. The Secret Service doesn't let me.
No, why not?
Well, because it says it's too dangerous. No one gets to go out. Remember not?
No one gets to go out. It's too dangerous. Are they terrified that he'll, I don't know, encounter some stares? And let's talk about the pro-Palestinian, anti-Israel, anti-West misfits. They're stepping up their ugly activism. They won't let the brutal murder of hostages stop their campaign. Here they damage a building in London and admit the quiet bit out loud that this is all about decolonialism.
Albert, drop Akko now!
Oh God, this is so.
And if you could have one message to the Palestinians in Gaza watching this action, what would it be?
Palestine, solidarity to the Palestinians. We're with you. This is a decolonial struggle from the global south to London to Palestine. We're with you.
Did you see the dude inside the building give these lovely lasses the finger? I'm sure defacing a building in London is really going to stop the war between Israel and Hamas. But let's go back to that gal with the interesting hair. Can we declare her hairdresser a war criminal?
The only thing we can do now, we've tried protesting, we've tried everything, but now direct action is the only thing we can do. Free Palestine! We will not be complicit in this genocide.
Yeah, it's all fun and games for these privileged posers. Now to New York, where the West Indian American Day Parade was marred by multiple shootings. One of the 5 people shot sadly died. And as is often the case of these parades, the politicians make an appearance and sometimes make a spectacle of themselves. Watch here as Chuck Schumer desperately seeks attention that is not forthcoming.
Oh, he's trying to get people to freaking... and nobody's paying any attention to him.
To Matt Walsh's latest film now, and here he speaks with an anti-racism educator who is upset that her 4-year-old daughter likes Disney princesses.
Yeah, this lady gets way too upset
monster.
for this.
My daughter's 4 years old. I am an anti-racist educator, quote unquote. She's still watching Disney movies, and she is choosing a white princess over princesses of color.
Have you talked to her about that?
All the time.
But if your child does have a preference for princesses of colour, then, well, that's a problem too. Either way, the kid is racist, you're racist, America's racist. You get the idea.
My 3-year-old daughter is her favorite princess is Moana.
Well,
it's a good sign.
Yeah.
But then I also thought, there's a little bit of cultural appropriation here. She wants to be Moana for Halloween and buy the Pacific Islander native attire for my white 3-year-old.
I wouldn't.
But I guess what we might call the Moana problem here is what, on one hand, there's cultural appropriation. On the other hand, there's gravitating towards white characters. Right. So it's almost like no matter which way you go, you end up back in racism.
We think every space belongs to us because we live in a white supremacist society.
There you go. America is a white supremacist society, inherently racist, or is it? Let's see if this woman can stay consistent for 15 seconds.
Is America an inherently racist country?
I think the word inherent is challenging there. If we say...
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
America
See,
is
I don't
racist
understand
to its
that,
bones.
but that's my feeling.
All of the...
So inherently.
Yeah.
So inherently, yeah. The film is called Am I Racist? And Matt Walsh is hilarious. Now, one thing we can say about Democrat voters is they seem to be the textbook definition of low information voters.
What is Harris's biggest accomplishment to date as vice president?
Nothing.
I don't know. I don't feel comfortable doing this anymore.
She's
She's
Good vice president.
she was a very good vice president.
That's an interesting question. Getting to vice president.
I have to do more research on her, honestly. I'm just glad to see a woman of color in charge for once. That's it.
That
followed her
is
political career that
hilarious.
closely.
That's a good one. I don't know.
I don't want to go.
They start off so enthusiastic, but as soon as you ask the simplest question about Harris's record, achievements, plans for the future, they stumble.
I want to know, are you excited about Kamala Harris running for president?
Yeah, I am.
100%.
I am excited.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
What was your favorite accomplishment of hers as VP of the United States?
Honestly, I can't answer that question.
You know, honestly, that's a good question. I can't really say
You know what?
specifically.
Let's do this. No,
I
we'll
can't,
look it up.
you know, I'm humble there.
I can't think of anything, specifically.
I don't know. Sorry.
I don't know. I haven't really been following politics.
Yeah,
Here
lion.
we have a former Democrat
Lion,
turned MAGA man, Adam
lion.
Francisco, trying to conduct an interview when an enraged Kamala-loving soy boy launches an attack. This is hilarious.
Because he's the best person.
Look at this weird guy. He's never lifted a weight in his life.
They call us weird.
Are you really going to hit me? Are you really going to hit me? You want to go to jail for assault? You look,
Wrong with the Democrats?
you look like Thomas Crooks. You look like Thomas Crooks.
Can we just get one more look at that running attack, please?
I mean, he's really trying. He's really trying to get to that dude.
Now let's go to MSNBC, where the reliably hysterical Joe Scarborough is trying his darndest to be even more unhinged than Joy Reid.
If you believe in American capitalism, you should be worried about Donald Trump being elected. We always talk about democracy. We always talk about democracy, Madisonian democracy under threat, because Madisonian democracy is under threat, but American capitalism also under threat.
Yes, it's Donald Trump who is a threat to capitalism, not the far-left ideologue who wants to bring in Soviet-style price controls and her commie sidekick who talks about being unashamedly socialist.
Don't ever shy away from our progressive values. One person's socialism is another person's neighborliness.
Now to CNN, who are bringing back a far-left activist who rails against disinformation while pumping out nothing but disinformation. Yes, CNN is bringing back the human potato, Brian Stelter. They've hit rock bottom and started digging.
Trump might have committed treason.
out
You say
of
the
this.
president is using mind control. What does Putin have on Trump? The U.S. president possibly working for the Russians. Is President Trump a racist? Is the Trump presidency a criminal presidency? There's no way to tweet yourself out of impeachment. Impeachment, 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 impeachment. What I hear on Fox is that the media is obsessed about impeachment. Impeachment, 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 impeachment. Trump and some of his allies are promoting a hate movement against the American press. Why does Sarah Sanders still have a job? Is it time for newsrooms to think of new ways to convey Trump's lack of credibility? You might say the media hasn't earned your trust either. Okay, look up the stats for yourself.
God bless CNN. They are slow learners. They keep getting Vivek Ramaswamy on for hostile interviews, but the man is too clever, too quick, and too eloquent. And unlike the folk at CNN, he's not suffering from either TDS nor selective amnesia. Here he annihilates Kamala Harris's rebrand.
Claims about Kamala Harris. I want to finish that discussion. She said she didn't favor a ban on fracking now. The reality is she was one of the strongest proponents of that ban, so much so that when she was in California, she sued the Obama administration over granting fracking permits. She didn't just favor the abolition of private health insurance. She was a co-sponsor of the bill with Bernie Sanders as a U.S. Senator from
See, many people don't know that.
The reality is, when you think about the Green New Deal, she was the chief proponent, not just as a co-sponsor of the legislation, but going further and saying she would end the filibuster in the Senate to ram that through. So the reality is she can say what she wants to say now. Those are actions she has taken. Is someone allowed to evolve? Of course they are. But she deserves to explain exactly why she's changed those positions, exactly what her position is. If it's not a ban on fracking, what exactly is it? What exactly is her health care plan if she no longer favors abolishing private health insurance, which just 4 short years ago when she ran for president she did? And that's the kind of scrutiny that's been missing. I think Donald Trump has received plenty of scrutiny, and I give credit to him for sitting for hostile interviews that Kamala Harris has not.
And that's it from me tonight. I'll see you Sunday morning for Outsiders. Good night.
Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Yeah, I want to check this one
Andrew
out.
Schultz recently said something. Rob, if you can pull up this clip from Andrew Schultz. I don't know what all of a sudden happened and prompted Andrew Schultz to say this, but go ahead and play this clip of Andrew Schultz reacting to what happened between Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens. Go ahead.
He makes the argument for censorship. He calls it something else.
Yeah, I forget the term. I have it in my phone.
But I don't even think he's using the term right. But he's basically like, there's a window of ideas we accept.
Yes.
And we accept ideas between this, I guess this is, if I get window, you're looking like this. So we accept ideas between here and here. And anything outside of that window, well, you're fireable. That's censorship.
What?
But he's acting as if this is like a justified reason for firing people when you built your identity and platform off of no censorship and freedom of speech and facts don't care about your feelings and all this shit.
It's also funny that that window happens to end where his beliefs end. Isn't it interesting?
You would say that.
Not being pro-Israel, that's where the window ends. That's also your specific personal belief.
What?
So I just don't see.
So you can't have an opinion on your platform that is not pro a country that is not ours?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
It's crazy. I wish.
So wait, is the Daily Wire an American media platform or is it an Israeli media platform? I'm just asking.
This guy's cooking.
I'm just asking. If the rule is, I'm just saying, if the rule is you cannot be critical, because he has no problem being very critical of America.
Yep.
Critical of the left in America. Left is half the country. You have no problem eviscerating half of the country.
That's the current party in power.
But you can't criticize Israel as a country. That's just another country, unless you're saying, and you're clearly admitting, that the Daily Wire is an arm of the Israeli, I guess, media or propaganda machine. Is that? Oof. Are you manipulating the religious right in America? Are you manipulating the right-wing conservatives in America and selling them country western movies and putting on your little cowboy hat and fake moving in Nashville so that you could take all their money and then in the process restricting free speech, one of the core tenets of the American identity? Ben.
Benjamin.
What is happening? There's trouble in paradise.
Pause it right there. For context, Daily Wire is in Nashville, but he's in Florida. But yeah, what do you think about his points?
I mean, it makes a valid point, but and I sent Rob another video of Ben kind of contradicting himself, but he's 100% right. Like what? And by the way, that's what attracted me to Ben Shapiro in the first place. That dialogue, that everybody say what you want, do what you want. Facts don't care about your feelings. This is a place where you can say anything except that one topic. And we obviously know Ben is 1,000% Israel. We get it. It's no secret. They could do no wrong. And can we play this, Patrick? I sent Rob this clip of Ben basically contradicting himself.
We have literally tens of millions of people in the United States who are afraid that the cancel culture is coming for them. And cancel culture does exist. Okay, so what this results in very, very often is corporations looking to cram down a particular viewpoint on you and then cancel you. When it comes to the hosts on the Daily Wire, obviously everyone is able to say what they want. But the reality is that there is an Overton window at the Daily Wire. There are polls out there that show that a vast majority of Americans in every single political group, including liberals, feel like they cannot say what they want to say in public because they're afraid that they are going to be canceled, fired, cast out from polite society. And then this actually happened to a socialist moron named Nathan Robinson. He got canceled from The Guardian.
He's basically
saying he got canceled from The Guardian because he had put up some anti-Israel tweets. Okay, now I think he's an idiot. I think that his views on Israel are abhorrent, but I don't think that he should lose his columnist spot over at The Guardian. That's a different story, obviously, when it comes to any publisher. Any publisher gets to make decisions about what it wishes to purvey and not. He certainly would not defend anybody on the other side.
He used to say, now he's so he went against his word on basically everything that he said. He went the complete opposite because we found out that they fired her. They didn't have one of those contract disputes. They were like, you don't see the way that we say, you're being anti-us, goodbye. And they fired her. So that's just proof that he's a hypocrite.
Thoughts on this?
So I've been very open that I thought that the Daily Wire
managed the whole thing with Candace in public and managed it very poorly. And then Ben Shapiro just come back on leadership and say, well, I'm a founder, but I'm not the CEO, and I'm not making decisions. I'm like, come on, dude, you just did. Yeah. So I thought the way it played out in public from a leadership standpoint was not good, but I kind of see it another way. You determine the product you're going to put out. You determine, and for better or for worse. And if you get exposed like CNN did for spinning things, stifling things, and not really be journalists, then guess what? Your ratings go down, your ads go down, your business goes down. Now, let's take a look at this. What if, Pat, we had some people at PHP and we're selling life insurance, proven life insurance that's protecting families, is doing good stuff.
Sure.
Proven product.
Yep.
And what if we had somebody saying people
Very true, bud.
going with they get their insurance license, they tell people, you should just buy gold. Life insurance really isn't it. You should just buy gold. Just buy gold, just do that. We would take them aside and say, what are you doing? You know what? We're here and we're training people, and these are valid products. This is what we got, and you wouldn't be there. Vinny, if you had a car dealership and you were selling EVs, and you would say, look, a Ford F-150 pickup with the diesel engine, big F-250 with diesel, that's what you need to be hauling stuff around on your farm. You shouldn't be thinking about, EVs or something. You would be like, wait a minute, I hired you to sell EVs. So there is a part of it that the position of a company, you may not agree with it. You know what? If you're there and you're selling it, that's it. But I thought how it played out with Candace was just bad.
I want to give you, and I know where you're going with that, where, the product of the product, right? Be a product of the product. Like, for example, I remember when I bought cars from Jaime Godina, okay? And Jaime Godina sold me my Ford Focus and I believe the Expedition. When I was going broke, he got me a Ford Focus for $228 a month.
Wow.
If Jaime Godina, you guys can share this with him. I think he's at Nissan right now, Honda right now. He's been with Honda. Stud of a guy. We bought so many cars from that guy, it's not even funny. I said, what do you drive? He says, I drive an Expedition. And I went to the back and I'm like, wow, you drive an Expedition? Absolutely. It's the best car to own. I do this with my family. I do this. I'm like, okay. So he worked at Ford and he drove a Ford. As a buyer, you respect that.
Of course.
You like that. I love that, right? I went to a country club the other day and they're selling me the membership. And then the person selling me the membership said, and I like the fact that this person was very honest with us. I said, so how often do you bring your family here? Oh, I never bring my family here. I'm like, what? Are you being serious? Oh, we never use the facility. I'm like, whoa, it's kind of weird.
That's insane.
It's like saying, well, hey, do you, and by the way, somebody may say, well, you work at Burger King, but you would never eat the same food because you're there all the time. You eat at Chipotle, you don't eat the food. Okay, I can see a part of that as well. The argument,
that's
fine.
the truth. I wouldn't want,
but the product of the product is the highest level. However, in PHP, Tom, we had, Christians, Muslims, 7 days, Catholics. We have whites, blacks, Asian, everything. People knew my position very, very strong. And it wasn't something that was indisputable. It wasn't like it was hidden. It wasn't a secret. You knew what I stood for. But at the same time, I was always in the business of converting, meaning if you're in the business of shifting people's mindset from not wanting to work hard, that takes a while. But it doesn't mean, nope, you're not, you're out, right?
Yeah.
If you're in the business of baptizing and converting and persuading and shifting and paradigm shift, you have to be very, 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 very patient. Do you know how many people eventually became a Christian simply because the way the person treated them? Do you know most people that become Christians or any denomination? Yesterday, the guy at the soccer game that we're watching, the quarterfinals, Inter Miami against Monterrey. Phenomenal game. The guy right next to us, they were holding a 16 balloon. And I'm like, dude, that guy's son doesn't look like he's 16 years old. He looks 12 or 13. Why the hell is he holding a 16-year-old balloon? Finally, the guy comes. He's a Vitainer. He says, I'm your number one fan. I'm this, I'm that.
Adam.
Yeah, he says 17 years. Nicest guy, by the way.
Adam, amazing
17 years. 17 years. This Adam was. 17 years. 17 years he's been sober. And the other guy, they were celebrating his 16 years of being sober, right?
Amazing.
That's
and I'm
awesome.
having this conversation with him, and he says, I went from being a Jew to being a Catholic. I said, what? You don't hear that often, by the way.
I've never heard it.
I said, you went from a Jew to a Catholic, yes. I said, tell me why. Why'd you go through it? He says a big part of it was because when I was going through my sobriety, people from the Catholic Church were there for me.
Wow. Yeah.
And so it means you have to know that conversion and baptism is just patience and being there and understanding.
Being at the right place
a guy
at the right
leaves,
time.
You know how many
Yep.
guys left and they trashed me when they left? Yeah, you're this and you're that and you're this and you're blah, 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 blah. And then they would call each other. 5 years later, hey man, listen, you were right. I'd love to come back. I've changed. I've done this. I've done that. And not everybody. This is not saying everybody comes back. But there was a lot of people that would say that call. Why? Because you have to be patient. You have to be understanding. You have to know we're different. And you have to see what's going to happen. When people were saying what they were saying about this guy, you better fire him. You better do this. You better do that. You better do this. Listen, man, I'm patient. I'm understanding. I'm going through certain things. I'm going to see what's going to happen as a leader. And at Valuetainment, we do have one very clear value that we don't compromise, and that's capitalism. Mm-hmm. There is no, it's very public. Guess what? I'm not compromising that. It's proven. You have communism, you have socialism, you have capitalism. We're not debating this, right? But there's a difference between an economical system with believing in enlighten, empower, entertain, debate, where it's one of our big discourse, but we like to debate. And you can't debate faith, and you can't debate religion, and you can't debate that. That's the problem with when you take that position. What you do after that kind of a move, if I'm a Jew, okay, and I'm a devout at his level, and I want to go to a company that I will feel 100% safe, guess what's officially the #1 media company to go to if you're Jewish and you want to proudly sell all the values and principles that you believe in? Guess what's #1 worldwide? It's officially Daily Wire.
Yep.
A lot of people watch that.
And there's nothing wrong with CBN. Is what? What does CBN stand for?
Christian Broadcasting Network.
It's not, a RBN, Religious Broadcasting Network. It's what? Christian Broadcasting Network. Daily Wire can be Daily DJW, Daily Jewish Wire, or DIW, Daily Israel Wire. No problem.
Yep.
If that's your value, stick to that. If that's your #1, maybe conservative America, all the other stuff comes next. But positioning-wise, business-wise, if you got an Andrew Schultz, what religion is Andrew Schultz, by the way? Is he a Catholic, Rob? What is Andrew Schultz?
Fake Jewish.
No,
everyone thinks he's Jewish. He's not.
No,
he was reading scripture the other day.
Irish Catholic, I think.
He was reading scripture the other day. He was reading scripture from the Bible the other day. Very weird that he was saying. I went to church, and when I was at church for first time, church on Sunday, and it was beautiful. And we're crying 3 minutes. Is this it? Can you play this clip real quick? Yeah, this is him. Watch this.
Listen to what comedian Andrew Schultz had to say when he visited a church for the first time.
Went to church this Sunday, and it was beautiful. I'm crying within 3 minutes, bawling. I'm in this church, just listening to the music. I'm 3 minutes in, and I'm like, oh, there's a reason this took over the world. Christianity is incredible. You see so much selfishness, and for these people to sit in this room and then just give it up, it was beautiful.
You can pause it. So anyways, for him, he's a pretty reasonable guy and fair guy to say something like that. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what those guys do next.
Yeah. Can I respond?
Of course.
Cool. Well, #1, love Andrew Schultz. Majority of the time, he's got amazing takes. I don't know if he was right on this one.
Great comedian.
And I certainly don't think Akash was right. Here's what I'll tell you. It's NFL season right now. They're going to have the draft coming up soon. It's free agency season. They're talking about who the top free agents are. They're talking about what's going on out there. The #1 free agent out there in the YouTube talking head space is Candace Owens, no doubt. Whether you agree with her or disagree with her, she's out there, and she'll be a force to be reckoned with, and she is going nowhere. Whether it works out with the Daily Wire or not, evidently it didn't, obviously. When it comes to the situation with Ben Shapiro, look, I got nothing to do with the Daily Wire. I'm not defending the Daily Wire. I have zero relationship with Ben Shapiro, zero. I ain't going to the Daily Jewish Wire. I'm here at Valuetainment. He's absolutely right, though. There's something called the Overton window, and that's what he's talking about. This is the problem with Ben Shapiro. He's so freaking smart that the average person is like, what is this guy even talking about? The Overton window has specifically to do with policy. Policy, not perspective, not opinion, policy. And the range of ideas that are allowed to be applied to policy. It is policy-driven, not opinions. So it goes from what's a policy that is implementable to the masses, what's acceptable, what's popular, what's sensible. And then on the fringe of that is what is completely unthinkable and completely radical. He said straight up, this has nothing to do with her positions. And I don't think he's actually full on commented on what exactly happened. By the way, the Daily Wire, the cancel thing, there's a point there, but it's nuanced. The Daily Wire has every right to cancel whoever they want and fire whoever they want, because there's a difference between a publisher and a platform versus a private company. This has to do with Section 230, the whole conversation that's going on with cancel culture. Like, if YouTube censors somebody, or Twitter censors somebody, or Facebook censors somebody, Meta, that is censorship. If the Daily Wire or The Blaze or Valuetainment, for that matter, or Tucker Carlson Network, whatever he's working on, chooses to fire somebody, that's not censorship. That's a business decision. So I'm not defending what Ben Shapiro did with Candace or not. I'm just letting you know that's the reality of this Overton window. By the way, here's some examples of the Overton window. What was completely radical and now became policy. Slavery. That was part of the Overton window. That was part of policy-driven, you can own slaves. Hello? That would be completely unthinkable and radical at this point. Women's right to vote. Women's suffrage.
What did Candace say? What did Candace say that was overly unacceptable policy-wise?
So I'm not privy to what she said, but I will tell you this.
But that argument only carries weight if you can validate what Candace said that was so out of line that caused you to say, we don't, it's not about the decision. Or what did she say that was so overly offensive, or something in the lines? Because you're comparing, slavery is okay is what you're saying.
No, I'm saying that within the Overton window, at one point it was okay.
No, I
just like women
I totally
not being able to vote was okay.
And
now it is not.
What I'm saying is, what did she say that was at that level of weight and impact to say, boom, we're out of here?
We don't know, but all I can do is tell you what we've seen online. Here's what I can tell you. By the way, 0 other Jewish people work for Daily Wire. Jordan Peterson, he's their number one guy, not Jewish. Matt Walsh, hardcore Christian. The other guy, Michael Knowles, Andrew Clavin, I think he's a born-again Jews for Jesus type. Okay. Ben Shapiro's the only guy that's Jewish, so let's just say that. But there was a whole conversation, like Matt Walsh as an example, firm isolationist. Don't fund Ukraine. Don't fund Israel. Don't fund Taiwan. Firm isolationist.
They don't want. Yeah,
that's
he doesn't
the
want
position of the
anybody
MAGA perspective these days. And Ben Shapiro said, "Yeah, that's totally cool with that. Whatever happened."
Okay, so hold on. Let's let me pop this up. A man arrested in Canada. Let's see what I have here. Hold on, let's put this here. Hold on, guys. I gotta fix something. So it seems let's do that. Seems I gotta move things. Hold on. Gotta move you. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so let's go into this. Seems that a man was arrested in Canada. He wanted to carry out a mass shooting in Jewish center in Brooklyn. A Toronto area man was arrested by the RCMP in Ormstown, Quebec, related to a terror investigation. Okay, so pretty much they caught him. He was going to do it on October 7th. Wow. The man was accused of planning a terror attack and instructed undercover agents to obtain assault rifles. So he was working with oh, what? I gotta scribe, looks like. Oh, that's why. Okay, so I have to sub to this shit, or I will not be able to use it, because I can use it 4 times a day, it looks like. Oh well. Wish I had money. See, it costs $8.33. What? Oh, so this is Pro Plan, and Vantage is the big one. That's $99.99 a year. You get unlimited everything. I mean, it's pretty much ground news. Pretty much has everything. Everything. So, but on this, I have reached my limit.
Good evening and welcome to a program devoted entirely to
Here's some lefty losing it.
And we've got for you tonight an entire program devoted to lefties losing it. We always love to feature the ladies of The View on Lefties Losing It. Those joyless, clueless nincompoops always give this segment A+ content.
Okay, so while President Biden, who cares about his grandchildren,
No,
is
he
working very
doesn't.
hard on this, as you just pointed out, he has record climate investments. Former president, he can't even say it, former Trump, he says he would be a dictator on day one and drill. You know, he couldn't care less about his grandchildren.
So because Donald Trump wants America to have cheap, reliable energy, he is a dictator who doesn't love his grandchildren, and Joe Biden obviously loves his grandchildren, well, the ones he acknowledges anyway. Remember his crack adult whore enthusiast's son refused to pay child support for his biological child down in Arkansas, and the Biden family refused to acknowledge this little girl, including Joe Biden. Even the pro-Biden New York Times had to scold the president with this piece with the headline, "It's 7 grandkids, Mr. President," because the president kept saying he had 6 grandchildren when he has 7. But the ladies of The View weren't done yet. The hysteria never stops with these miserable Karens.
Nearly half of Republicans now believe Trump that climate change is a hoax. How much more evidence do these people need when they see what goes on with hurricanes, etc.?
Yes, let's not forget the genius crew on The View have hosts who think that the solar eclipse and earthquakes are caused by climate change. And if we have
They're
so
not,
much
though.
climate change, what will that do to the seasons and gender identities?
Did you know, however, there is a gender identity that is linked to the seasons? This is called gender season. And this is a season is an individual who explores their gender identity in relation to a season or all the seasons.
What?
So this might be somebody whose gender expression and identity is linked to one season.
What?
So for example, winter. Or this might be somebody whose gender identity and expression changes depending on the season.
Now, don't go mocking that ideology or you'll be guilty of a hate crime, for the love of God. Now, let's check in on Gen Z, young adults like these two young ladies who have clearly been failed by the American education system. They've also been failed by their parents and society.
Society need men.
Yes and no. No.
So why yes and why no for you? And then I'll ask you why you said no.
Well, because in today's society, sometimes you don't need the male to have a baby anymore.
Yeah.
That's why I would say yes
Yeah.
and no.
It's not like a moral thing for me. I'm like we can exist without men only because new research has been discovered of making egg into sperm, so we can reproduce without men. So it's not like a moral thing. It's more of like if men just died right now, could we survive? Yes, because
No, technically, you couldn't survive. I mean, nothing against her or the other young lady, but there are. If you can do what a lot of the guys do, in like working in different industries, if you can do what they do, you could survive. Yes. But as of right now, if the men completely just vanished, you wouldn't be able to survive. Because there's a huge infrastructure that women are involved with, that men are involved with, that takes care of our infrastructure. But I'm also an idiot and an asshole. So, yeah. I know that I'm a butt fudge. I'm a crazy man with a brain damage. Hold on, I need to put this up here. No, it's just funny. It's just funny. It's just funny. It's just funny. Funny, dirty. It's just funny. Funny, dirty. Where'd it go? It's just funny. Funny, dirty. It's just funny. Funny, dirty. Oops. Here we go. Up, please. Oh, come on. Really? You're going to do that? Funny, dirty. Oh, what did I? Oh, yeah, I did. I mean, it's a win-loss combo right there. I mean, So I thought it was in 4 channel. Well, if I do Trovo, I could be on 4, but I just don't feel it, man. Trovo was great for like the first like couple weeks, but then it kind of pooped on itself. Actually, what am I doing? I don't need to have it there. Let's put you right there. Oops. Right there. I mean, I like this stuff. Okay, I'm going to take a little break, put some music on. All right, my friends. Well, hello. What the hell's going? What the hell is this? Can I get this out of here? Can I get this out of here? Get the fuck out of here, bud. Get the fuck out of here. Remove, bitch. Okay, now I need to find the friggin'. Oh, that's a little too high. Okay, so let's close this. Oh, I need to turn this back up so I can. Here's.
Just because you're offended, it doesn't mean you're right. You know,
that's truth. That is the truth.
Offense is about feelings, and feelings are personal. Some people are offended by equality. So what? You know, so you can't second guess people. If you try and please everyone, you'll please no one.
Ricky Gervais is done with the political bullshit from Hollywood. He stood in front of some of the biggest celebrities in Hollywood and called them out to their face. This British-American comedian and actor has been making media rounds for the past few years, expressing his feelings about woke Hollywood and exactly what he thinks about it. But more to the point, Ricky feels no stronger hate than Hollywood celebrities and influencers expressing their woke beliefs and trying to be political. I mean, just take a look here at how he makes a mockery of Hollywood's woke influencers.
Hi guys, Ricky G here, wellness and beauty influencer. As a celebrity, I know all about stuff, like science and politics. So trust me when I tell you who you should vote for. If you don't vote the right way, that's like a hate crime. It makes me sad and angry, and I'll leave the country. And you don't want that.
In under 30 seconds, Ricky pretends to be a Hollywood celebrity just to shame the fact that they express their political ideas to all their fans. It looks like a funny clip that means no harm. But Ricky has done all the harm in the world. He has called out these celebrities for being ignorant and manipulative. But in case you still doubt the fact that he doesn't care what others say about him, Ricky once went ahead to name drop Taylor Swift as one of these Hollywood celebrities. We have already seen from his speech at the Golden Globes where he says they're ignorant and don't know anything about the real world, much less politics. The man has been consistent in his calling out over the years. Stick to entertainment, Ricky says. As a comedian, Ricky has found creative ways to criticize the woke culture through telling brilliant jokes that expose flaws in their thinking.
You can get sued in this country for saying someone's gay if they're not, you know, which is a homophobic law, because you can't be sued the other way around. You can't be sued for saying someone's not gay if they are, which seems unfair, doesn't it?
But for all of these daring comments and snide remarks at the woke culture, you can be sure that Ricky receives his fair share of backlash.
Yeah, he does.
Like the outrage that came up because of some of the things he said on one of his shows. But it's Ricky. He still doesn't care.
My last show, Supernature, dropped on Netflix last year. Big backlash, wasn't there? Big backlash. People going, you can't say that. You can.
And one of them started when he dead named the famous transgender, Caitlyn Jenner. Dead naming is a word coined by the woke community, and it basically implies that when a person transitions to another gender, it is unacceptable to refer to them as the gender they were before. Now, watch how Ricky, ever so subtly, airs his strong views on this.
And I found out my crime was that I dead named her. Now, I'd never heard that term, you know, before a day after the Golden Globes, and that was saying her old name, and even acknowledging that she used to be a man. But she did. I saw him on the Olympic Games. It was decathlete. It was in everything. It was all over the place.
Ricky appears to be confused while making a joke out of the whole thing. Woke people seem to be so keen on erasing an entire existence just so what they believe can be supreme. In this case, it seems even more ridiculous because Bruce Jenner had that name for 58 whole years. So despite the rise of Caitlyn Jenner, the existence of Bruce Jenner isn't completely erased. But perhaps the most fascinating thing about Ricky is how he is a master of sarcasm, and he uses it as a tool to call out woke people and expose the flaws in their systems. Here he called woke people out for virtue signaling.
Yeah, I'm not a fascist. It's an odd thing to just declare, isn't it, that you're not a fascist? We assume, don't we? You wouldn't go up to someone on the street and do that, would you? And go say, oh, by the way, I'm not a fascist. You know, it's like they protest too much.
According to Ricky, woke people are always acting like they're fighting for minorities, and they use this as an excuse for virtue signaling. So if you think about it, it's almost like minorities are merely a tool used by the woke people to make their opinions seem more superior than they really are. But it gets even worse because if anyone else goes against these opinions, they are shut down by woke people and called names. They take offense and bash you for it. Ricky hates nothing more than this.
Well, you say you're woke, but the companies you work for, I mean, unbelievable. Apple, Amazon, Disney. If ISIS started a streaming service, you'd call your agent, wouldn't you? So if you do win an award tonight, don't use it as a platform to make a political speech, right? You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world.
But if you want to know just how far woke people have gone in their feeling offended, especially about other people's matters, Ricky shares a rather interesting story here.
I once tweeted, I put on £7 and a picture of me with a big belly. Do your worst. Insult me, right? People said, you shouldn't fat shame. What, me? I shouldn't fat shame me. Right, okay, my bad. Yeah. It's ludicrous what people get upset about.
In choosing when to get upset and what to get upset by, Ricky describes the woke people as completely ludicrous, and he's in utter disbelief at the fact that it's almost like they search and sniff around for anything that can offend them so they can voice it. However, Ricky has more to say about this subject.
Who will go online and leave a comment. You might as well go and read Toilet Walls to get upset about them. I have never been upset by anyone on Twitter. I'm too happy.
Let's think about this for a moment. Since Ricky says he cannot get offended by people's comments on Twitter, does that mean that the woke people who always seem offended are unhappy and so feel the need to get angry about everything? But of all the subtle jabs and disses Ricky has ever made about woke people and regarding woke culture, this one is definitely way up there.
There are real things in the world. I once tweeted, people are more offended by jokes about war, famine, fucking murder than actual war. But they're not doing anything towards those. They shouldn't joke about it. What are you doing towards the real thing?
The question Ricky asks here stares woke people in the face, and there has not been a response since. In a nutshell, Ricky is saying woke people pretend to care about societal issues by getting offended. But if they really cared, they would do something about it, like donating to the casualties of war. Surely that means more than simply criticizing what people say about things, right? Still in the spirit of criticizing and laying down rules on what should be and what shouldn't, Ricky expresses concern about woke publications being released.
Yeah.
And it's all about how comedians should practice their art.
Oxbridge comedians writing for the posh papers, telling the rules of comedy. They're laying it down, laying down the law, right? And it's all stuff like, comedy should punch up. You should never punch down. You should never punch down.
Comedians have always had a free hand when they tell jokes, but because of woke culture, people have started having opinions on how comedy should be, policing what comedians say or don't say. Doesn't take a genius to know Ricky certainly did not like that. Watch how he delivers a fatal blow to all the woke people policing comedy.
Sometimes you've got to punch down, like if you're beating up a disabled toddler. You know what I mean?
It's a joke.
If you punch up, you'll miss the little cunt and he'll win, you know?
Sure, that's funny and it all sounds like a joke, but Ricky is not nearly done.
I like that joke because it highlights the difference between metaphorical punching down in jokes and actual punching down. But people nowadays want you to believe that words are actual violence, right? Now, you laughed at a joke about beating up a disabled toddler. No one got hurt. If I'd have actually dragged out a disabled toddler and started beating him up, you would laugh, right?
In the form of a brilliant joke, Ricky slams woke people yet again, telling them clearly that doing a bad thing should not carry the same weight as talking about a bad thing. And this ties back to what he said in a previous clip where he said, because you feel offended doesn't mean you're right. In his words, woke people treat jokes about hot-button topics as actual violence. And in that, Ricky draws the line. But Ricky is not the only one in Hollywood that believes woke people are taking it too far. Another Hollywood star, Rob Schneider, was mortified about a new woke development in schools.
Unbelievably, on university campuses now they have free speech zones, which sounds cool and nice, but not that long ago the entire university was a free speech zone.
This concerning development comes in the wake of woke people clamping down on the rights of others to speak against them. And if this is what happens in schools of learning, then they're grooming the younger generation to keep their mouths shut. Ricky always comes for them at the slightest opportunity. But you don't have to take my word for it. Take a look at Steve Carell's reaction.
Probably know me as the creator of The Office. No, you don't, do you?
You think Steve Carell did it all? Oh, he's brilliant, isn't he, Steve Carell? He's amazing as the bumbling office manager. Where does he get his ideas from? Let's pay.
It's hard to think Steve was joking with that nonverbal threat. In a nutshell, all that Ricky stands against is the fact that woke people always shove their ideas, beliefs, and passions down people's throats. He thinks it's arrogant.
How arrogant are you to think that you deserve to go through life with no one ever saying anything that you don't agree with or like? I want people to stop saying that joke's offensive. Yeah. I want them to start saying I found it offensive. Because that's all it is. You're just telling me how you feel about it.
Yeah. Again, this little speech points to the fact that Ricky doesn't necessarily have a problem with the fact that woke people sometimes get offended. But the issue lies in the fact that whatever they're offended by, they try to make it a bigger and general issue rather than a personal one. Besides this, Ricky had some more strong words for the woke community.
You don't have to pave the jungle. Yeah. You can just grow a pair and have a laugh about it. Yeah, but you shouldn't hurt people's feelings. Well, you can if their feelings are wrong.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't like the facts, don't change the facts, change the feelings. Yeah. You know.
Once again, it's the facts versus feelings debate, and it is one that has been dragging on since the woke culture became a trend. When it comes to comedy, Ricky believes things shouldn't be taken seriously. He believes woke people should dial their offense radar lower and just have a laugh, even if it's at their expense. He couldn't have been clearer than the beginning of his monologue in the 2020 Golden Globes.
So, let's go out with a bang. Let's have a laugh at your expense, shall we? Remember, they're just jokes. We're all going to die soon, and there's no sequel.
So is Ricky Gervais right on point with where he stands, or is he being a bit too insensitive? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button. The next one is even more controversial.
Well, here's some more woke freaking people.
Joe Biden, Kamala Harris bumper sticker. You know what that means? There's probably an ignorant, brainwashed liberal driving the car with a mask. In 3, 2, 1, I was right!
Another day, another video. Welcome to the museum that showcases wokeness in all hues of delusion. Don't forget to leave a like, a comment, and definitely subscribe so you don't morph into a wokey. Okay, breathe in and let's do this.
You picked bear, why is that?
Because in some cases, the bear can be safer than the man.
So, what do you think the chances are that a man would opt to victimize you?
I would say probably like 40%.
40%. I got a question. So if you go to any zoo in the world that has a bear enclosure, why are none of the women jumping into the enclosure to escape from the men? If me and Nick were the two men here in the studio, if we just transformed into bears right now, do you guys think you'd be safer? If you were in a bathroom, would you rather a man or a bear wanders in? If there was a bear in your home, would you call animal control? And a man would show up.
Potentially.
Yep.
That's a good point. That's true.
All right, anyways.
She's
moving
pissed.
On. Moving on.
It's funny. Oh, a man would show up to take the
Before you jump on the Miss Andrew wagon, that is feminist TikTok, maybe do a little thinking. Just saying.
Palestine, Free Palestine, you're ugly.
What? Oh, look at her. She's...
Ugh, moi. See you after jail.
Denying trans people life-saving care is a kind of rude thing to do.
Life-saving care?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so denying trans people their life-saving care is a rude
What
thing
life-saving
to do.
Do you think it saves kids' lives to stop their bodies from going through puberty?
I think it does.
How come?
Because there's studies showing that, like, people who transition, who are pre-transitioning, how do I explain this?
Your brain just melted, or its brain just melted.
I don't want to have this conversation.
No. You're onto something. You want him to take it, or?
It's always the studies you can't
It's
make
always
sense
the ones
of, the
that just
friends
get
you can't
away.
name, and the ridiculousness you can't seem to see. Anyway, walk away.
Restarted, fair enough.
Stop you so you don't waste a line of questioning. I'm just giving you...
I love the mansplaining. I'm enjoying it.
You're loving what?
The mansplaining that's going on.
Well,
Just talking me through how by not answering the question, by repeating processes which are not related to the question that I've asked.
What's mansplaining, Senator?
Well, it's the slightly patronising and condescending way that you're responding to my questions.
Well, I would suggest, Senator, that if you're putting the word man in front of some description of what I'm doing...
Who doesn't love a good Uno reverse card?
So you would be okay with restricting freedom of speech? You would be okay with restricting or increasing, creating actually, speech laws if that were voted on by the masses?
If the masses want it, absolutely.
Really?
Yes, I absolutely would.
I'm surprised, as someone you said you're a PhD candidate, so you're obviously a very smart person, how you don't see the grave risk, just the unbelievable risk of violence associated with centralizing the power and who determines speech and what's permissible.
I can ask you for the source.
Okay.
Can you give me the source?
Nazi Germany, Soviet Russia, Castro, Che Guevara regimes, current UK, Canada, Maoist China. Need I go on?
I'm just asking you to give me a scholarly source that says that.
Okay, I don't have a scholarly source with me right now saying that Nazi Germany is worse off with speech laws than the United States.
So
you asked me for sources. One country that has better net results for human freedom and human rights by restricting speech. What's your source? One.
You can't
PhD
find it.
candidate who
You
would
lost
vote
it.
to have
It's
the freedom
over.
to speak restricted in the free country, okay? But when you're asked to prove it, you're suddenly as silent as a graveyard? Cool.
Why should your right to freedom of speech trump a trans person's right not to be offended?
Because in order to be able to think, you have to risk being offensive. I mean, look at the conversation we're having right now. You know, like you're certainly willing to risk offending me in the pursuit of truth. Why should you have the right to do that? It's been rather uncomfortable. But you're exercising your freedom of speech to certainly risk offending me. And that's fine. I think more power to you as far as I'm concerned.
You haven't sat there and... I'm just trying to work that out.
Ha, gotcha.
You have got me. You have got me. I'm trying
She
to
can't
work
say
that through my
anything.
head.
Just
yeah,
sit
yeah,
down.
It took a while. It took a while.
It did, yeah.
Took a while.
The grass doesn't seem to be greener on the other side, does it? It's always empathy for your beliefs and wearing your own shoes. There's nothing to work through your head, ma'am. You got owned.
I don't like you. I think you spread hate.
this
I
guy's
think you spread
funny.
bigotry. I think you piss a lot of people off because I mean, you're just an awful person. I don't think you really want to debate because you're just here to piss people off and energize your crowd of racists.
What have I ever said that's racist?
Oh, what?
Can you name one thing?
I'm Hispanic.
Can I support Charlie?
Can you name
Does that mean anything?
Can you name a second thing I've ever said that's racist?
I think you're just trying to play a game, and I think this is obviously going to be used.
What
in
have I
your
ever
favor,
said
but
that's
I just want to
hateful?
hate you. You're awful. Get off my campus.
When have I ever said anything that's
Wow.
hateful? Have a nice day. He can't say anything I've ever said that's racist, because I've never said anything that's racist. That is the American left in one picture, everybody. Lots of rage.
My God, baby.
Lots of rage and no wisdom.
I identify as a transgender woman. I identify as a woman.
So you're a biological male and you now identify as a woman.
My biology shouldn't matter to you because you have nothing to do with my biology.
So what about you makes you a woman?
Because that's how I feel the most comfortable.
So what I'm asking
you call me a male, then I feel uncomfortable. It's as simple as that.
And I'm asking what qualities make you.
Oh, that's just stupid. You're a male, but you identify as a woman because you feel more comfortable in a woman's skin? Huh. Weird.
You a woman.
When you call me a woman, I feel comfortable. And then it's that simple.
Look at you can see his mustache.
Would you like it if I called you a man?
No, because I'm not a man. Right. I am a woman. I was born with breasts and and I have XX chromosomes. Okay.
The only difference between you and me is the way we were born.
Except for the fact that you have a penis. She has a vagina. A VJJ.
Exactly, and that difference will never change.
I actually have a question for you.
Oh my God.
You being an anthropologist, which anthropology is the study of human civilization, So if you were to dig up a human, two humans, in 100 years from now, both man and woman, could you tell the difference? Strictly off of bones.
Yeah. Yes. Because it's a migraine.
This woke anthropologist who heavily believes in social constructs somehow admits that the remains of people can be identified by gender. It's almost as if the facts have been right all along.
This woman goes on to say she was pretty happy that Planet Fitness cancelled her membership. As they say, Planet Fitness stands by a decision to allow men in women's locker rooms and warns members that their discomfort is not a reason to exclude transgender people. So in this woman's case, they stood by the guy in the women's locker rooms and they dealt with her by cancelling her membership. Crazy times, man.
Men and women equal. Actually, women are better than men. What do men bring to the world? Literally nothing. Women, the vibes, just everything.
Everything you know and love. If you look around the entire infrastructure of our nation, our economy, every building you walk into, the way that you are portraying your ideas and opinions is through technology and infrastructure and an economy and a nation that was not only built, but it's still maintained to this day by men.
Did men allow you to have that haircut?
You taking personal attacks makes me seem like the more intelligent.
Okay, I understand.
Validate your point, not some personal attack because it's using an argument. Feminism stops whenever it's inconvenient for y'all. By definition, you are delusional and you cannot defend your ideas.
If you have a point, make it. If not, don't even start the argument.
So then should go to prison?
I do not know what's the best way to handle because how do we know? I don't think that anyone should a child, God forbid.
But hold on.
I really don't.
Why shouldn't a go to prison?
What?
Is wrong?
Yeah, I consider to be wrong because it is actively damaging someone else, right?
But what if they say they're a minor attracted person and it's pro-social to be with a young person? Why are they wrong?
Do you know what pro-social means? Like, pro-social means, there's like pro-social and antisocial behaviors. It's like a theory of social psychology. Pro-social generally means like working together, socialization.
No, they're socializing with an 8-year-old. Why is that wrong?
Okay, that's not socializing and you know it. Antisocial behavior usually means doing things that are considered rejecting socialization, like rejecting other people, pushing things away, promoting things that other people actively end up considering less.
Blah, blah, blah. Words upon words without the tiniest coherence. If you cannot blatantly call out a wrong, you just know you're far gone.
Why don't we like the patriarchy? 'Cause the patriarchy. Why?
Because it makes it so much harder to exist and just like have equal rights, and it just that.
So do you think women have it like harder in society?
Yes, definitely.
Do you think men at all face any hardships at all, or is it really just like an attack on women in our society?
Well, I feel like they're really expected to be the breadwinners all the time.
Mm-hmm. Do you like that or not like that?
I personally like that because I wouldn't mind not working in the future. So
in the future, you want to be a mom?
Definitely, yeah.
Okay, you want to be a wife?
Yes.
What does that look like for you if we don't like the patriarchy?
Ha! Another woman echoing words she has no idea about.
Do you think kids should be able to change their gender?
No.
Yeah, I think gender is a social construct, man. If you want to bind or whatever, do it, man. Whatever makes you feel like you. Gender dysphoria it's dangerous and it's difficult. I'd rather these kids stay alive and they express themselves.
Rather than getting a surgery to fix gender dysphoria, which can't go back, why not just get like mental health assistance?
Couldn't agree more. Now that's a person with a brain.
Does height matter?
Of course it does.
Step on the scale.
I'm not going on a scale. You should love a girl for who they are.
You should love a guy for who they are, regardless of height.
That's true.
So take it back then.
I'm not taking it back.
And step on the scale.
No.
You're being a coward.
Weight, you're ridiculous. And
if you care about height, you're ridiculous.
But you don't need to know an exact number.
You don't need to know an exact height.
All you gotta know is that they're taller than me, and that's it.
Okay, I want you to be lighter than me. Step on the scale.
No.
Okay, she said height was important for her, but somehow weight is ridiculous. To each his own, but don't get upset when people want their version of your preferences.
What we do is we annualise our figure to full-time. So we look at all part-time employees and full-time employees that may have worked part of a 12-month period, and we annualise that data to take into account part-time hours.
Okay.
So therefore we're converting the part-time hours to full-time, if you like.
So
What?
So do you take into account the fact that on average a male full-time employee works longer hours than a female full-time employee?
Hold on, she's trying to do what?
3 out of my 4 children are trans.
Okay.
They're all part of the LGBT. 4 out of 4? Yeah. Oh, okay. Are trans, they're part of the LGBTQ community.
The chance you have a trans kid is 1 in 3,000. So the joint probability that you have a trans kid and a pansexual kid is 1 in 9 million. The odds that you're a pathological narcissist sacrificing your own children to the glorification of your compassion is 8,999,999 to 1.
Statistics and truth,
Wow.
the best combo there is.
Talk to me about some of the privileges that white men are awarded that you guys are not awarded.
Definitely, like, I guess just getting away with situations. Like,
What?
if
Come on.
I were to, like,
Come on.
like, I guess,
She can't think of anything.
Or they just don't exist, dear. Maybe it's all in your head. Maybe you've been trained to think that way.
Google right now, can you do IVF without a man? Go ahead.
And so your argument is you don't need a man at all.
You do not. You do not need a man to have a baby. What year are you living in? What year are you living
at any stage? There's no sperm that's involved.
No. You can have a baby without a man. You can
And no sperm.
You can educate yourself right now and look that up.
Sperm.
But you're refusing.
And no sperm.
You can literally look that up right now. You're more worried about laughing in your camera and recording me than doing a quick Google search to educate yourself.
So why don't you inform me?
I just did.
No. Don't they Google
You can
it?
take 2 eggs in IVF and make a baby.
No, you can't.
You can gladly Google that.
No, you have to have sperm.
None of you
You have to have sperm. You have to have sperm cells
Wow,
to
biology
fertilize
has been
the
taking
egg.
such a hit from these wackos.
You are
What
so-
else would you expect from a sect who believes that chromosomes do not matter?
Sorry, man. Oh my God, the protesters! I think these.
Premier qui pousse l'encul. Premier qui pousse l'encul. Vas-y. Premier qui pousse l'encul. Premier qui pousse l'encul, je prends pas les couilles. Le premier qui revient, je continue le travail. C'est comme des ridicules. C'est bon, connard.
Why are you blurring it? He's just dragging him off the frickin' road. God, you two.
Laissez passer la voiture. Il y en a qui poussent dans le lit. Il y en a qui poussent le lit. Monsieur qui travaille, c'est spectaculaire. Faute de blaireau. Levez-vous,
I'm sorry, but these people are nuts. Not the people dragging him off. The people frickin'.
If you are bent on bothering innocent citizens, those citizens are allowed to drag you off the streets. It should be in the rule of law.
It should.
I first want to thank you for coming out. I've really enjoyed listening to you speak. I am against your personal beliefs and whatever. I wanted to ask, because you're, talking about how we shouldn't trust the government. We shouldn't trust all these people. And I'm curious because I noticed in your speech, when you're speaking, you commit a lot of logical fallacies. And I can give you some examples such as composition, division, ad hominems, and, many, many others. And I learned about these in my rhetoric class because my class, which was very, very Republican driven.
Because we have a lot of people that are waiting.
Yeah, of course, no problem. I just want to say, why should we trust you? What's the point if you're going to commit all these fallacies? Why should we believe in you specifically?
Okay, well, if you think that anything that I have said today, just try to stick to the facts and don't focus too much on what you perceive to be logical fallacies. Just go look up Margaret Sanger, go look up Lyndon Baines Johnson, go look up the things that I'm telling you, and let me tell you that if you look that up and what you find out is that I completely lied today, then you shouldn't trust me. The reason why I'm standing up here is because I'm confident that I am sharing with people the truth. And the reason why I'm still up here, by the way, despite the fact that the entire media, an entire Democratic establishment, an entire BLM nation that was built overnight has been against me, the reason why my audience continues to grow is because when you are for truth and you are for God, who can be against you? You're going to win. Thank you for your question.
You learned big words last week, so you're going to just yap for a minute? Looks like the gotcha she planned was just played on her.
Hey, sir. What do you think about abortion?
It's good. I mean, if the woman wants to do it, then she should do it.
Okay.
The man shouldn't have control over what she does.
Okay. Would you say?
If a man can't make one, why does he decide when and where to create one?
Okay, but that's not really what we're talking about, right? It's not about creating one. With abortion, we're talking about once they're already created, is it okay to kill them? Would you say the preborn are humans? Like, are they the same species as we are?
Yeah, because they're still, when they come out, they're going to be humans.
Yeah. So
when they come out, they're already
humans,
a human,
they haven't
kid.
done anything wrong. Do you think it's ever okay to kill an innocent human?
No, I don't think
so. If that's the case, would abortion ever be justified?
Let's hope he went home and actually thought about this.
I wanted to ask you about Israel. There's two main reasons why I think America should be spending money and keep funding
Should or
Israel.
should not?
Should. The first is that Israel is on the forefront of technology, especially with the military, since they are constantly at war and they are constantly developing new technology that America might need in the future with Russia or China or future wars that could happen. And the second is that they are a huge, in-between for America and the extreme Islamists that are working to undermine Western values. And the way I see it is that if Israel falls, God forbid, then America will be next. Instead of Iran funding Hamas and Hezbollah and the Houthis in Yemen, they will be attacking America directly. And that's why I think Israel should be supported by America. And I think that the idea that we shouldn't be engaging at all in foreign politics is a very isolationist concept that isn't rooted in the real world and how we need to operate as a country.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for sharing that. So the first thing that I would say to you is, yes, you're right. Israel has a ton of technology. Who paid for it? I'm wondering if we spent our money here, Could we have the same technology? Right? Could we also have the thing that captures missiles? Right? The thing that we keep paying for? I mean, I just am asking the question, if we stop sending our money overseas to build up other nations, I would imagine that we could maybe fund our own technology here. Second thing is, you said that, if Israel wasn't there, America would collapse.
How do you have a plank in your eye and your neighbor has a stick in theirs, so you try to take out their stick first? For walkies who are obsessed with people minding their business, that belief is only valid when you want it.
Would you say you're pro-Palestine or pro-Israel?
Pro-Palestine.
As a gay man, I would be punished and or put in prison or killed if I were openly gay in Palestine. How do you react to that?
I didn't know that. So
it is illegal to be gay in Palestine. You are punished by prison or death.
Israel?
No, Israel has gay pride. Israel is completely open to lesbian and gay people. Palestine puts them in prison or kills them. You weren't aware of that?
I was not aware.
No, not just that. You do not know anything. Before you design posters, use hashtags, and bully your own fellow citizens, please use Google.
Yes,
is
please.
A playground where they say white families not allowed. Would you support that?
That seems like a ridiculous edge case.
Would you say that black-only dormitories is wrong?
It certainly creates a sense of community. I don't see any problem with that. We have sororities, we have male-only dorms.
Why would we have different dormitories for races?
Culture.
Segregation is what you're arguing for, my friend. Do you support white-only dormitories?
Everybody has a choice.
I think white-only and black-only anything is evil and wrong. That's why I hate...
I mean, it just gets stupider and stupider and stupider. Stupider and stupider and stupider and stupider. No. No. Excuse me. Pardon me, sir. I did not mean to burp in your ears. I have to say that I love you. Wow, his hair is long. He's like a freaking mob boss. Blow me, bitch. That it looks like it hurts. That looks like it hurts, dude. Do some sit-ups, please. God bless you, buddy. God bless you. Oh, I wonder if the Packers won. No, I wonder if the Packers won. Yeah, let's go find out. No. 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 We're losing 31-26, but we could come back. There's 8 minutes and 1 second in the game still, so there's still a chance that we could win. That's fine. I'm good. I'm good with that. Yeah, they're in Brazil right now. I don't have Peacock, so I can't watch it. I can't watch it. I can't watch it. You need a chill pill, Jink, Sink. Sink, I can't say his name. It's C-E-N-K. C-E-N-K. Oh, that's upcoming. Notify me, yes. Most terrifying evidence ever caught. Haunted abandoned house of darkness. I'm going to put some music on. I'm going to go see if my mom's doing and see if she's okay. This is Suffocation, buds. I'm back. This is the full album cover. Wow, that hurt. Oh, I don't even follow them. Shit. Give that a fucking thumbs up. That was 10 months ago. The Hymns from the Apocalypse. Hymns from the Apocalypse. Oh, sorry. Apocalypto. Yeah. Crypta. Oh, I can't speak. What are you guys all doing tonight? I'm still going to go for a little while. It is 8:48. So there's more lefties losing their minds. Stealing is legal. No, it's not. Oh, some professor I got.
Waving a machine gun. Can you believe these overgrown toddlers have signs around their illegal encampment with banana warnings?
Oh my God. I got to get off that. I don't. I guess talks. Wait a minute, you're destroying America. Denzel just destroyed this woke culture.
So why did he need a black director? Could a white director not have?
It's not color, it's culture.
Explain the difference, because I think we're in
Steven
a space
Spielberg did Schindler's List.
This legendary actor has been around for nearly 50 years, and he just dropped some serious truth bombs. He's smart, honest, and not afraid to call out Hollywood's nonsense. Is Denzel Washington the hero we never knew we needed? He's seen the shift from great stories to big blockbuster movies that only care about making money, and he's not happy about it.
No.
So what a responsibility you all have to tell the truth, not just to be first, but to tell the truth. We live in a society now where it's just first. Who cares? Get it out there. We don't care who it hurts. We don't care who we destroy. We don't care if it's true. Just say it. Sell it.
Denzel Washington is not just a powerhouse actor. He's a thinker and a man who stands by his principles. And now, he's taking on Hollywood's so-called woke culture with the same intensity he brings to the big screen. He thinks young people are addicted to social media. In this age of social media, what would you say to young people?
Turn it off. That's what I would say. It's hard for young people now because they're hooked. They're addicted. If you don't think you're addicted, and I'm talking about anyone, from the highest to the lowest, if you don't think you're addicted, then see if you can turn it off for a week.
Denzel Washington has never been one to shy away from speaking his mind.
I should do that.
During the promotion of his film Fences, Denzel made it crystal clear. It's not about color, it's about culture. He wasn't just talking about the movie, he was calling out the entire industry. Hollywood loves to pat itself on the back for being so progressive. But Denzel isn't impressed.
They are.
He knows that real representation goes beyond skin color. It's about understanding and respecting the culture behind the stories. He thinks real talent and good stories are being ignored for temporary social media fame. He said,
Martin Scorsese probably could have done a good job with Schindler's List, but there are cultural differences. You know, I know, you know, we all know what it is when a hot comb hits your hair on a Sunday morning, what it smells like. That's a cultural difference, not just a color difference. So it's the culture.
Denzel's point is simple but powerful.
It is.
It's not enough to just have diversity on the surface. What's the point of casting a black actor or hiring a black director if they don't understand the culture they're portraying? Denzel Washington is saying what a lot of people are thinking, but are too scared to say out loud.
Relationships have to do with race relationships. You're white or whatever you are, I'm black or whatever I am. We're standing here talking now. That's how we get things done. You can't legislate love. The President of the United States can't legislate us into liking each other.
Hollywood's version of diversity is often just for show.
Well, that was
It's more about ticking the right boxes than actually telling deep, culturally rich stories. And for Denzel, that's simply not good enough. But if you thought he was just upset about the lack of authentic storytelling, you're in for more. Denzel didn't stop there. He's been vocal about how this surface-level approach to diversity isn't just misguided,
No, he called out
it's
everybody.
dangerous. In one interview with SiriusXM, he talked about how roles of black people in movies have changed over time.
Who laid the groundwork for me to be in the position I'm in? I'm going to make sure that there's hundreds of roles for the next generation and utilize the power that I have at this moment in order to do that. And nobody's going to get in my way.
For Denzel, it's not about what you look like on the outside, it's about what you bring to the table. He knows the real power in Hollywood still lies with the...
That's one of the Denzel's awesome. Denzel is awesome, and he goes after the woke culture in Hollywood. Hollywood doesn't like it.
Same old crowd. Mostly white men who pull the strings from behind the scenes. Sure, they talk a big game about change, but Denzel sees right through it. He's called out Hollywood for pretending to be progressive while keeping the real power dynamics exactly the same. They say they want diversity, but who's really making the decisions? Denzel asks. It's a bold question, but it's one that needs to be asked. Denzel knows that real change isn't about just putting a few diverse faces on screen. It's about who's behind the camera, who's writing the scripts, and who's deciding which stories get told. And according to Denzel, Hollywood still has a long way to go. And let's not forget cancel culture, one of the hottest and most controversial topics today. While many in Hollywood are quick to jump on the cancel bandwagon, Denzel is standing his ground against it.
We live in a society now where it's just first. Who cares? Get it out there. We don't care who it hurts. We don't care who we destroy. We don't care if it's true. Just say it, sell it.
He's seen how cancel culture makes people too scared to express their opinions, and he knows that when that happens, we all lose out. Cancel culture puts freedom of expression at risk. Denzel has said he believes that open and honest dialogue is essential for a healthy society. Denzel's not just talking about cancel culture. He's seen firsthand how it can destroy careers and silence voices that don't conform to the popular narrative. He's all about people have their own individuality and being different.
There are millions of people that are falling in the gap because they don't fit in to this information age. I don't care who you are. You can promise people a whole lot, but there's a whole lot of people that are in trouble right now because they just don't fit in.
Denzel's message is clear. We need to stop being so quick to cancel people who make mistakes or hold different opinions. Instead, we should be willing to listen, learn, and grow together. Did you know that nowadays, Hollywood is using scandals to make money? Denzel isn't having any of this. He believes that art should lift people up and tell honest, meaningful stories, not just focus on drama and controversy. And he's not just talking about it, he's doing something about it. Through his production company, Denzel supports projects that give a voice to those who often go unheard and tackle important social issues. He's mentoring young actors and filmmakers, encouraging them to stay true to themselves and their cultures. Denzel isn't here to play Hollywood's game. He wants to change it. He's committed to bringing stories to life that truly connect with people on a cultural level. Remember that powerful scene in How to Get Away with Murder where Viola Davis takes off her makeup and wig? That was her idea. She wanted to show real, raw emotion. That's the kind of authenticity Denzel stands for. He knows that when people really understand the culture they're portraying, it makes a huge difference. Denzel is also concerned about Hollywood's shift towards sensationalism and scandal, often at the expense of meaningful storytelling. He sees this as a problem with the broader woke culture, which sometimes seems to focus more on controversy than real artistic expression. Take Fences, for example, a film Denzel directed and starred in.
It's a good movie.
Can I ask you a question?
The hell you got to ask me? Mr. Stewicki, the one you got the questions for.
How come you ain't never liked me?
Like you?
He's praised it for focusing on real human stories without resorting to cheap drama. This is the kind of content Denzel wants to see more of in Hollywood. He's not interested in drama for drama's sake. He's all about telling stories that matter. Denzel Washington has also spoken out about the increasing political divide in Hollywood. When a reporter asked him who he voted for, Washington straight up refused to answer.
Well, that was a question. Who you wound up supporting in the election, presidential election?
None of your business.
He's observed that the industry has become more polarized, with people being pushed to one extreme or the other. He really believes in free speech and people's right to express themselves.
Black Lives Matter movement, for example, and those issues, has that movement in particular, the Black Lives Matter movement, helped race relations or not? in America.
Well, listen, we live in America, and in America we have the freedom to express ourselves. We shouldn't take that for granted. So whatever the movements are, whether you agree with them or don't, they have the right.
Denzel isn't interested in playing those games. He's been vocal about his belief that politics shouldn't be about left versus right. It should be about what's right versus what's wrong.
Anything you practice, you'll get good at, including BS.
In interviews, Denzel has pointed out that Hollywood's tendency to lean heavily to the left has created an environment where conservative voices are often silenced or ridiculed.
But like I did talk about my 3 closest friends, and they did, 15 to 25, one did 28, this and that. I was the only one of the 3 that had a father in my life, even though my parents were together. But I still had a father who was a gentle man and a good example, and they didn't. We can blame the system if we want, but they didn't lock any of us up at 7.
Yeah.
We were all doing enough to get locked up at 13. My parents sent me in another direction. They didn't have anybody to help them, and they kept doing what they was doing.
He's not saying that people shouldn't have political beliefs. Far from it. But he's concerned that Hollywood's political bias is leading to a lack of true diversity, not just in terms of race or gender, but in terms of ideas. Denzel has also criticized Hollywood for its tendency to jump on the bandwagon of the latest political cause without really understanding the issues at play. He's seen how the industry can be quick to champion causes that are popular in the moment, but fail to address the deeper systemic issues that need to be solved. For Denzel, it's not enough to just talk the talk. You have to walk the walk as well. Some people think he's brave and right, while others think he's too negative. But everyone agrees his opinion matters. So what do you think? Do you agree with Denzel's views on Hollywood? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more updates.
Kamala Harris.
I'm not watching this shit.
Like, I got
When I first started out, it was so shitty, dude. It was so shitty. Believe me. Believe me. When I
He's
first,
like, I don't know.
When I first started fucking recording, it was so fucking shitty, dude.
Well, that's the thing. Like, when I first started playing music too, I had a bunch of people that were like, "Hey, man, you're off time with this. Hey, man, you're not doing this right. Hey, man, this is wrong." You know what I mean? Like, I had a lot of people around
Not
me
even
that
that I
were
was like off time and shit. It's just.
Hey guys doing? That's my friend Hunger. I'm gonna go.
people in my life that weren't just being like, "Yeah, it sounds great, honey." You know what I mean? Like, if people were like that to me, then I wouldn't have progressed. I wouldn't have pushed myself, and I wouldn't have like got better as a guitarist. I would have just like, I would have just kept doing what I was doing. Purposeful shit, nice.
Fucking when I was 18.
Are you producing it all yourself? Are you doing like are you paying somebody to produce it? Because if it's just if you're learning and shit like that, there's nothing wrong with not be. You're never gonna be fucking perfect when you're starting out. Like Hunger was saying, like you're not gonna. Nobody's gonna fucking hit what they're doing amazingly right off the bat. Like
not even my first band. My first band. It didn't even
it
didn't hit off like that.
I'm actually talking to him in the chat right now.
Me and Chris made the music. It didn't really hit off with that like how we wanted to. Yeah, we got to open.
I don't really know anybody personally that was like the first thing they did was great and was like, wow, this is fun to listen to. It's always like, fuck, dude. Like shit. There's some bro, I'll listen to a riff I wrote a year ago and I'll be like, fuck, dude. Fuck, I can't believe I thought that was good.
Yeah, there was this one song me and Chris wrote. We scratched it. we scratched it, dude. Like we were like, no, dude, we are not playing this live.
Exactly.
We're not playing this live. Like we both looked at each other like, oh, we're not gonna do this, right?
Man, shit, I like art and expression. Yeah, exactly. There's nothing wrong with doing that, like at all. That's why
no,
it's
there's
like,
not. No, there's not.
I come from like looking at it musically, so I was critiquing the musical aspect of it. But like, if that's not the intention, then there's no reason to critique that. You know what I mean? Like if the intention is just to make art, then There is no wrong. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
Where am I at? Where am I at? Brian, do you got anything to show us? Brian, you can participate if you want. You can send me either the link or just write the artist and title. Artist and title will probably be easier for me than a link.
No, not history. Shit.
So I don't have to keep going back
He
and forth.
just says yes. He just says yes.
Yes. Yes. My friend, remember what we talked about the last time?
You want to listen to something? Yes.
That's another link? Is that another link? Is that another link? Fuck. Hold on. Alright, let me get this shit ready. I do not freebase cocaine.
That's fine. Oh, this
Patty.
guy.
You might not be able to
We'll
get
go
it
on a
now.
quick commercial.
There was a time in my life when I was down so low, a mosquito was in my back. I lost my job, four-wheel drive. I even got thrown out of my trailer. All because of one thing. Freebasing cocaine. That's all my life was basing. Nothing else. I was on that last lap with that checkered flag about to weigh me on into hell. But I got lucky. I got in a rehab program down there at Redstone Arsenal, down there in Alabama. And with them people helping me, well, that smoky white devil is no longer a part of my life. And I could proudly say that today, I do not freebase cocaine. Now, I'll take a drink now. I will take a drink, but I do not freebase cocaine. But, you know, I'll take a drink, and I might even smoke a little reefer. You know, I like to smoke.
I'm about to smoke a little reefer right now. Cheers, chat.
And I think a couple of doobies, you know, just to get you through the day and everything. But as far as basing goes, I don't do it. Now, I'll do some toot now. Don't get me. I will do some toot. You know, if you party and everything, somebody comes up and give it to you. It's impolite not to take it there. So me and my girlfriend Sally, we party, man. I tell you, we do party. So I will
Disclaimer.
do
Your-
on
oh, I thought that said disclaimer, bro.
Disclaimer.
I'm too high.
But we don't base. I do not freebase cocaine. We'll make that
When it
clear.
was born, I thought I
don't
liked
do
to buy
it.
your
Well, I
wife.
tell you what, that drinking now, I would not drink that tequila. Now, I tell you what, the last time I drank it, I got wild and everything. My girlfriend Sally, I beat up on Sally, and when I done that, it hurt me a lot more than it does her when I'm beating the hell out of her. So I don't drink that tequila now. And I don't do any basing. I do not freebase. That's two things I don't do. It's no longer a part of my life. But I tell you what, I will tequila. I admit I do drink it about twice a year. I drink some tequila. And of course, when I do drink it, Sally, you better look out, because I'm gonna go upside that head.
All right, no problem, Brian.
Oh, but basing I don't do. I heard somewhere coffee is bad for you. That caffeine there. So I read that somewhere. So I do
Damn.
that
Well,
speed
you're
to
sending me
back up,
two
and
of them.
course, you got
Jesus
to get ready
Christ.
the next day and go
Which
on
one do you
and
want?
and everything, but as far as basic goes, I don't do that.
I think Cupcake sent me something too.
Not that one.
Oh.
wonder about Brian.
Fucking emotes, Brian. One or two is fine, okay? We don't need five.
You gave me two, but I'm trying to choose between the two.
No, I was talking about emotes.
Oh, okay.
Unless I've heard it before.
I've been through that rehab, and freebasing no longer part of my life.
This message brought to you by the Redstone Drug Rehabilitation Center, reminding you to just say no to dope.
That's where Pew went.
That's where he's been lost. Guys, if you've seen Pew, please Call 1-555 FLYS flies. All right, we've been looking for this man for like the past 2 weeks. All right.
LYS.
I couldn't fit everything because it wouldn't be like legit.
I know. Yeah. No, I got it.
Shut the fuck up, dude. Listen, I know how to fucking spell over here. All right. Again, guys, have you seen this man? He's been missing for 2 weeks. Call 1-555 flies. He's dear to us. He likes to throw grenades at rabbits. And he's been looking for a little boy named Nathan. Bring him back to a safe home.
What the fuck? No bonfires.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I gotta turn this shit down. How do I? Where's the volume on this, man?
Nasty brain sack.
Bad apples spoil the bunch. Where's the volume?
Oh! At the bottom, you fucking boomer.
Where?
To the right of the fucking the time.
To the right.
To the left. There you go.
To the left. To the left. To the front. To the front. To the back. To the back.
That's live.
I'm trying to work it out.
Hey, is it cool if you're on my stream, Hunger? I don't know how much you paying us.
Yeah, how much you cough up them lemons?
You getting any subs over there? Huh?
Yeah. Huh?
I'm calling my lawyer. Wait, the production on this one, is it just because of YouTube? Because the production on this one sounds better.
This is SoundCloud.
That's what I'm saying. Is like, was it because the other one wasn't the other one on YouTube?
I don't know. Maybe different person, different production.
Yeah, the other one was on YouTube. Because YouTube will like fuck your audio up really bad.
Well, you gotta know how to mix for YouTube.
Yeah, but even still, like you could, like I just watched the World of Warcraft cinematic in game, and then I wanted to watch it again on YouTube, and even with like the increased bitrate premium, high definition stream, it wasn't nearly the same sound quality as the in-game cinematic was. Like not even fucking close. This sounds fine. I love you guys all. Make a good team. I'm annoying and he's high.
Huh?
We balance each other. Huh? What?
Oh.
Yeah, that one sounded way better than the fucking YouTube one. I don't know if that was just a YouTube thing or a song thing or what.
Yeah.
Or it was probably a hunger thing.
It's a hunger thing. I know it's easy to drum to.
You're easy to drum to.
I would love you to drum to. Where is this coming from?
Boy. You see how the time is moving at the bottom? See that play button at the bottom?
I don't know. I don't know where you're talking about.
You just fucking. Did you totally forget that everything's at the bottom of the page again?
Listen, I forgot what life is going.
Cheers.
This sounds like a band, if they were alive and like I was there, that I would probably be like smoking and listening to them in the background. But still like it. Just not watching.
Yeah, it doesn't like demand your attention. It's just like
I've been to so many live shows that where I've heard bands like this. You know, random bands, whether they're local or they were like actually known, maybe.
Yeah. I like it. Kind of because of that, you know what I mean? It's like they're not trying to be.
They got a Monomarth feel to me.
Yeah. Sounds like it's fun to play. Hell yeah.
About the Everglades, them shits are fucking. That place is fucked. The swamps.
God, man, that's like 2010 metal riffs right there. That's great.
Now it reminds me of Blood Red Throne.
Yeah.
Got some weird audio fragmenting on those high-end Pinchies. I don't think it's a
What's going on?
band song. I'm starting to just get tired of hearing audio from YouTube. YouTube's is shit.
YouTube is my life. My ears are built for YouTube. They have to be.
Your butthole's built for YouTube.
I like YouTube going in my butt. All right, what do we got next?
I don't know.
I'm gonna hide.
Randall Hammer. I'll Randall my hammer into you. Groove metal. They're called Burden Called God. And the song is called Rise.
I don't know. The vocals are kind of monotone.
The vocals are mediocre to me. It's like how many singers are gonna sound like that? As I said, when it comes to singers, in my mind, I want you to sound like you're fucking from an insane asylum. Like nobody's ever fucking heard something like anywhere from it before.
I wrestle and spar with alligators and coral snakes. Oh shit! Hunger wrestles
there,
with meat snakes.
I love meat snakes. You ever wrestled one of those? It'll bite you, and it might spit at you. You gotta wear protective eyeglasses.
The AI videos.
Face shields.
Record your fucking band playing in a basement or something. Turn all the lights off.
What was it?
Put some chains on.
What was the famous thing out there? The skunk monkey? Or some shit? Forgot what it's called.
Oh.
The famous legendary skunk. I don't know. I forgot what it's called, dude.
What are you talking about?
It's like some fucking... Some people keep seeing an animal out in the Everglades or some shit, or out in Florida.
Oh.
I forgot what it's called.
The skunk monkey. Why would that be scary?
I don't know. I forgot what it was called, dude.
It's just a stinky ass monkey.
The stinky monkey.
You can defeat it with a can of tomato soup.
He said no, but I'll wrestle with you. JC. He's on the twitchy side.
What's going on, boo-boos?
JC, do I have to stream a stream on Twitch for you so we can hang out? Because I'll do it. I'll do a Twitch stream, man. I don't give a fuck. I got the key set up and everything, man. I'll just gotta click a button. We gotta start doing some more Twitch shit.
This is my shit. This band.
You'll have to tell me what he says, by the way, because I don't have your Twitch chat open. I probably should, shouldn't I? Because I'm technically on there. Oop.
Did I already play this one? I don't even know. Did I already play this song?
Tonight?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I think I did.
It might have been during your opening, because I wasn't here for the opening.
Yeah, probably. We'll play this one then. Can I diddle you? You could diddly diddy 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 doody me. Diddy do me. That is the question, guys. It's just me? What do you mean, just you? I forgot what the question was asked.
I forgot what question was asked.
I forgot the answer in the question. The answer before the question.
Who are you, Chuck Schuldiner? You writing lyrics over there?
Crystal Mountain.
What is the meaning behind the past of the future? A sub can get me a song request for the whole month.
Yes,
what can
it
a
can.
Dom get me?
Oh shit.
I got a Hello Kitty Halloween sweater.
Ah, fuck it, I'm turning this up.
Turn you up, buddy. My chair just keeps slowly sliding.
What?
The way I was sitting, my chair just kept like slowly sliding.
Where you sliding to, bro?
Rolling.
You need to slide
To
in
the
them.
left. To the left.
You need to slide in them my DMs.
No. No. I'm already in your DMs.
Not like that. You only talk about when you take a shit.
Bitch, you seen me poop.
You see me pee. So what's the difference? What the fuck is the difference?
You see me at my most vulnerable. So fucking baked right now.
I'm feeling right. I know.
I want more Rice Krispies, but I should.
No, you shouldn't.
I just want Rice Krispies.
You're gonna be fucking.
I need to
grown.
buy actual Rice Krispies. Yeah, exactly, Brian. All that, all those things. That's the problem with getting edibles that taste really good.
Nagaroth. Sorry. No, I
Lord
don't
of
want
the Rings nerd.
I want Niagara.
Lil Peep.
I don't want Niagara.
Gorgoroth featuring Lil Peep. What's your Instagram hungry? They're asking for your Instagram hunger. It's just Lord Hunger, isn't it?
If you go to the About section, it should pop up. It should be like, I don't know if you're using phone or whatnot.
Oh, you put okay, you got your link wrong. So it does the Instagram.com/part for you. All you need to do is put your username in, but you have the Instagram part, so it goes to Instagram.com/www.instagram.com/LordHunger. So you got to go in there and edit that.
Sons of bitch.
Yeah. People do it all the time. I tell people, like, it's like something that even to this day I tell people, I'm like, hey, your Instagram shit's wrong. Your links are wrong. Your YouTube's the same way, by the way.
Well, fucking shit my pants.
You gotta fix both them. Maybe you should check your shit afterwards to see if it works.
Maybe you should. Here is the day Burzum killed Mayhem. This is my song to celebrate.
My song to you is the video of Varg running from the cops after he escaped from jail.